Hi guys, this is Simon with Trade and Perform Coaching. I'm going to do a brief overview of today's trading, just as a follow-up from this morning's webinar and kind of what happened. So, I gave a couple of downside scenarios, and so let's see what indications we had that we weren't going to have a downside scenario, right? So the first thing that gave us a reasonable clue as to what was going on, right, is that we failed to get any kind of penetration towards gap fill or even half gap, right? So when that occurs, it's an instant sign of strength, right? So we didn't have an open drive up, but the anticipation was that we would continue to move higher, that buyers were in control, and that we would at least need to see this gap fill. In addition, right, look at this consistent set of higher lows, and I can bring it down here really quick. Wow, here, let's squeegee this off. We've got a channel where we had all day long. We had higher lows and higher highs, and just held that channel all day. And that's kind of hard to really argue with. I mean, there just wasn't much to do. In addition, and I want to show what makes trading this so hard, right? If you entered this trade, if you got it perfectly here, you were probably all right, right? Your stop never came back and got hit. But if you entered anywhere in here, first of all, this is a 3-point range. I usually find that completely untradeable. The chop was awful if you chased it. It's very likely that you took a quick stop out right here for 2 points. The rotations also completely disappeared, right? Even as we were climbing higher, right? They were less than 2 points. So all kinds of clues that we're driving up. Again, what we'd want to see for tomorrow is we need a couple of things. First of all, we still haven't seen a penetration in a couple of days of the prior day's low. So one of the clues that we might be having a down day or a shift in sentiment would be a close below, not even a close, just a trade below 1831 to start with, right? And the next thing that we would be looking at, right, is tomorrow, here's our close. We want to see us trading below this 1836 3/4. Believe it or not, right now in the aftermarket, we're trading down a little bit, but we'll see what the story is in the morning. I'm pretty sure we have some econ coming out in the morning as well. I might be mistaken about that. So that was on ES. Let's see what we had going in the other charts that I posted. I'm considering starting to post NQ on a regular basis. Not sure if it'll help or hurt, but we will find out here shortly. Let's squeegee this on off, and let's take a look at some of the things that went on here. So first of all, this was gap fill, and we actually achieved gap fill in NQ, and came down. This whole area was an area of support, and if you entered the trade anywhere in this really is pretty small 4-point range, right, with a reasonable stop behind, I usually have either a 5 or a 10-point stop on NQ. That's what I trade with. Obviously, it's not a recommendation. Nothing in the video, as a matter of fact, is a recommendation. It's just simply an effort to try to teach people some of the things I used to trade and some of the things that make me successful. And my hope is through the coaching and through the videos that I'm going to help others be successful, make money trading, and be able to achieve your dreams, whether it's just to make a little bit of money on the side. Hopefully your dreams are bigger than that, because you can make a lot of money in trading if you'll take the time to develop a structured approach, right? So you actually did get an entry in NQ, even though I did not take it. And oddly enough, NQ was weaker than ES, which is unusual. But again, there's nothing technically wrong. When I say it's weaker, I mean, obviously, there was no significance in weakness in NQ. So once again, once we trapped below, we had this gap fill, right? Once we got back above here and back above Globex lows, anyone who was aggressive on the sell side or decided to short because they thought we were going to roll to the downside, we just got caught in this exact same uptrend all day. Again, I don't think most of this was worth trading. My opinion. Oh, by the way, one of the ways I tell, were the zones accurate or not in judging myself, right? So we found support right here. We found resistance right here. Even though the rotations were relatively small in here, This rotation was obviously good. It gave you a nice rotation from anywhere from 35.78 to excuse me, 35.73. I stand corrected, down to 35.70. Gave you a nice rotation all the way up to 35.80. So there actually was a potential for a 10-point trade here. Maybe I should have taken it. I just didn't. What can I tell you? So that's okay. I just don't like small rotations, and I don't like thin markets. And I want to discuss that really quick. One of the problems with this market is it is thin because there's not a lot of participants. When you don't have a lot of participants, you're open to really random moves. I saw multiple tweets from really good traders I respect, that were frustrated. They were either trading individual names that were not cooperating with the rest of the market. Apple's a great example of that, was dragging all day. If you're keying off of ES or NQ and trying to get Apple to work for you, it traded counter to what the indices did all day. Same thing, Facebook. While it wasn't a big move, it was negative on the day. Tesla's one that trapped a lot of people, right? It really just didn't, even though the indices were grinding higher, you'll see a separation there. It's just really, really hard to trade these stocks. And even these indexes, when it's thin like this, until we get more market participation, and this is normal behavior during this time of year. Trying to make your money right now, unless we have some exceptional setup, or there's some econ or some piece of news driving the market, really, really hard place to make your money. Last thing I want to look at, and I'm not sure that I'm going to keep posting these, this stemmed from a ridiculous conversation I had this weekend with some people, because apparently I was hating on Facebook. Actually, I have no problem. I don't like Facebook that much, but I'd have no problem trading it long or short. But at any rate, let's take a look at Facebook really quick. The same principles apply, right? These individual stocks, I went over that in this morning's video, which I'm not going to repost. It was extremely long, and I don't know that there was a lot of value, or there was things in there that I don't necessarily want to give away for free. Those who are in attendance can have it, but other than that, I don't know that I want to post it. So the first thing I want to point out here, and if you'll take this down to a 1-minute chart, which I'm not going to do right now, you'll see that we rotated, first of all, right out of the zone. We traded down into it and rotated up very nicely for almost 30 cents. And when you trade individual names, right, getting 30 cents on a stock that doesn't have that wider range, that's a big payday, right? This was the white zone. Once we traded below the white zone, right, first time we rejected, second time in we fell below. I put out a video. We pretty much, when we came back up into the zone, we did not reject. There were rotations lower, particularly here. It didn't quite get up into the zone, and it did again try to reject out right here. It just didn't have any kind of strength to it, and they tried to reject it one more time from the back, and eventually the buyers got it. But you'll see the first time we moved up into the resistance zone right here, and again, this chart was posted actually Sunday evening. First time we got up into that resistance zone, you'll see the rejection there. And then again, how do we know the zone was a valid zone, right? Look at how this held. These were nice rotations up. First time down in from above after we touched this zone. Actually, this is second touch, but in this case, the trade worked, right? And we rotated from 07 all the way back up to about 30. So that's 20 cents. And again, you got to understand, in the world of individual stocks, that's $200 on 1,000 shares. That's a reasonable trade in my eyes. And then we broke back down below the white zone. Sellers came back in. We rejected smartly off the bottom of the white zone, and we pretty much had a balanced day and rotated around the white zone all day long. Again, not a great day of trading overall for anything in particular. So my takeaways from this are several things. First of all, in growing the account, I want to address this really quick. In growing an account, what you are trying to achieve when growing an account, right, is a consistency. Every trade you have a losing trade on, if you're unless you have a very special risk reward scenario. My risk rewards are usually biased towards the negative side, so I have to have a high win rate. My threshold for wins is about 70%. I have to have 70% winners or the trade doesn't work. That means that leaves a lot of trades, a lot of patterns that people are typically familiar with trading, that I will not trade, or I will not take those trades. Thin markets make it hard because I trade in size, right? So thin markets make it hard for me to pin on that size that I want to take with confidence, right? And then I need a rotation in the market just in general. But I withdraw from the markets when I don't have those environments. And that's what lets me protect my capital. And then when the market is rocking, I get paid. And I don't care if it's going up or down. I don't have an allegiance to anything. It's a stock. It doesn't care, or it's an index. It doesn't care about me. I don't care about it other than, it's my area where it's what allows me to make the amount of money that I do make. And any of this can work for any trader out there. I'm not doing, again, anything special that you cannot do yourself. Okay, I didn't invent any of this. I simply put it together over years, right, in a package. And what I'm trying to do is take my experience, knowledge, and strength of training and essentially share that with others so that they can accomplish the same things that I've accomplished. So anyway, that's what I've got going on, and I wanted to share that with y'all. I hope everyone's having a great holiday season. I don't expect a lot tomorrow. It'd be nice if something happened, but I don't expect a lot. But it's thin markets, so we'll see if there's any opportunity tomorrow morning. Anyways, everyone have a great night, and my name is Simon. If you'd like to contact me, it's tradeandperform@gmail.com, or you can hit me on StockTwits or Twitter. Have a great night, everyone.